with at least some knowledge, or that is is an institution that has that institutional memory or framework to be able to see how to lend his voice in addressing this issue. We have a Minister of Defense, we have a Minister of State Defense, Minister of Interior, Minister of Police Affairs. All these ministries are ministries right? And almost 19 of other soldiers were ambushed and killed. Between April 2021 to August 2022, that's about 18 months, 750 soldiers were ambushed and killed in this country. The news was not anywhere. But as a result of my research, I got to know that about 750 soldiers were killed during that period. Wow. So what are we saying? Look at the military attack, the way they attack our military bases in the northwest or in the northeast, in Katsina, in Borno and all that. Within 48 hours, 4 military bases were attacked and our soldiers killed and all that. So if we cannot take this fight to these criminals, it is these criminal elements that are taking this fight to our military, to our police. So wherein lies the hope of the ordinary citizens, just the way Dr. Sani has said here? Wherein lies the hope of the ordinary citizens of the country when the military, the police that are saddled the constitutional responsibility to protect citizens are being killed? Today's victims were yesterday's survivors. Today we are survivors. We don't know whether we might be victims tomorrow. We are all vulnerable to what we are talking about here.
Wow.
So there is need for us as a government, as security agencies, and also as key stakeholders in the fight against insecurity to see how to come together and address these issues devoid of politics, devoid of corruption. And I think with that, we can see how to create a path and see how to address these issues we are talking about here.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kwori. Dr. Sani Abdullahi Zikafi, coming back to you, you've just heard Dr. Kwori say he's laid it at the door of politics and corruption, and by extension, those who have oversight functions perhaps not doing their level best. Let me just put it as delicately as that. They might be doing what they are doing, but they're not doing their level best. I wonder if you agree that politics and corruption, or is that simplifying it, oversimplifying it a bit, but that if we could take care of politics, if we could take care of corruption in terms of these two factors working against getting a grip on insecurity, on our insecurity issues, is that something you would identify with, or do you see it differently?
Yeah, this is one of the cancer worms of the fight against insecurity in Nigeria. You cannot take away the issue of corruption. You cannot take away the issue of politics. A lot of politicians have been politicizing this insecurity, try to toy with the lives and property of the innocent Nigerians to achieve their political motives. Then when you look at the corruption, there is serious corruption in the system. more than 4.9 trillion was budgeted in the 2025 national budget. For the past 13 years, intelligence and security, or defense and security, take the lion's share of the national budget. But if you look at the performance of the defense and security, the money appropriated in the national budget have mismatched with the performance of the security personnel in the fight against this insecurity. So there is need for forensic auditing, forensic accounting of these funds allocated to defense and security. And the National Assembly, in line with the Fiscal Responsibility Act, supposed to do check and balancing on how this money are being utilized in the fight against insecurity in the Ministry of Defense, police, all the security agencies, all the money allocated. These funds are public funds. There should be an accountability, transparency in the disbursement or in the utilization of these funds. So corruption is one of it. Some security personnel are being involved in aiding and abating this insecurity. In the state, some military officers were arrested, supplying arms and ammunition to the bandit hideout. Even in the police in the northeast, there was a report where some huge amount of money were found in the account of some military and police officers. So in millions of naira. So you cannot take away the issue of corruption, and that is one of the stumbling block in this fight against insecurity in Nigeria. And looking at also the issue of politics, I have said it earlier, many politicians are behind these killings in Nigeria. The former Chief of Army Staff, Tukur Burute, said in national television, channel television, said it has political undertone. And I have believed with him 100%. And some of the people who were able to find themselves in the corridor of power are using politics to fight even their opponent in the border state. So these are some of the reasons. And in 2015, politics play out on this insecurity to chase away the government of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. So these are some of the intrigues politicians are playing. In 2019, people use insecurity in the northwest, in the northeast, to take over power. So these are some of the reasons, and which is very dangerous. Politicizing insecurity is very, very dangerous. And the National Assembly are not doing the needful, because they have to check, going by their oversight functions, they have to check the power drunk. Some of these ministers are power drunk, some of the security agencies are power drunks. So they are even using it also to fool down the government in terms of politicizing some issues. So the government should sit up. There should be a political will to address the issue. The issue of ceremonial statement or motivational statement that we have given a marching order, it has now been a history.
Indeed. Well, thank you very much, sir. You know, Dr. Okwori, back to you. You just heard Dr. Shinkafi there agree that the part that politics is playing, but he also said that there's probably a need, in fact, he didn't use the word probably, I don't know why I slipped it in there myself. There's a need to audit insecurity spendings. Let me put it like that, because if I say security spendings, that includes the good side. But insecurity, spendings on insecurity. Now, you know, we have this thing, I don't know if it's a Nigerian thing or if it's African or if it's worldwide, security vote that all the governors have, and it is known by our people that, well, they don't account for anything. I suppose that is on account of, well, you see, when it comes to security, you can't be transparent with everything, and we can't let the bad ones, we can't let them know what our strategies are. When you made that, when Dr. Shinkafi made that point about we need to now audit forensically our spendings to sort of stem insecurity, I don't know how that is going to be done, given that when it comes to insecurity and government and secret service people are involved, they never are plain. And so the beat goes on. It's unfortunate this is happening today. Who is to say this is not going to happen next week, God forbid?
You see, it's unfortunate that we're in a system where not checking what is supposed to be used to address insecurity issues in the country are not checked. If you recall the last media chat of Mr. President, he said it categorically in the media chat, and I watched him where he said he won't probe the military. I think that it has become a norm, kind of, a normal practice that right from the military days to date, we don't check the records of the military and the other security agencies. But don't forget that the police is about 110 years old or so. The military, the army, navy, air force put together, I don't think they are more than 70 years old in Nigeria. But you begin to look at the immigration and the other security agencies that we have. They were all either created or established for reasons. And the reasons is because of the crime that we have in existence in the country. If we didn't have crime in the country, there won't be police. There won't be the army, the navy, and the others. Iceland, that is the most peaceful country in the world today, they don't have the army. And they are peaceful. Go and check the Global Peace Index of 2024 that was released in 2025. Iceland is the most peaceful country in the world, and they don't have army. So if we have the army, the police, and these other security agencies in our country, they were established for a purpose. They were established with clear mandates. The immigration, of course, you are aware of their mandate to see that foreigners don't come into the country to collaborate with our domestic criminals to inflict pains and mayhem on our people. In that regard, is the immigration succeeding in their mandate? The answer is no. The police is to detect and prevent crime. How well are they detecting this crime? How well are they preventing the crime? What is their problem? If it is inadequate manpower, because we have been talking about inadequate manpower since the creation of Nigeria, inadequate manpower. So when will we get rid of inadequate manpower? Even when you go to the army and the other security agencies, we still complain about inadequate manpower. Just imagine that we have a military that is about 230,000 workforce. How well will such a manpower help in addressing this insecurity issue we are talking about here? I don't know if you are aware that the military, once you are a major general and above and you retire, even a brigadier general, you are entitled to minimum of 2 soldiers. One will serve as orderly and the other one will serve as a driver. So from the workforce that we already have, that is inadequate, that we are complaining about, just imagine the number that is taken from the workforce that is providing either an orderly service or a driver service for a retired general in the military. And also is applicable to the police. And the police will have less 400,000 police officers in this country. So just imagine the number that the politicians, public office, civil, wealthy Nigerians, and other services that the police is providing by providing security for our embassies, other government agencies and commissions and institutions in Nigeria, and the banks that we have. Just imagine that number that is taken from the less 400,000 police that we have. I don't know if you are aware that the UN recommended ratio of a police to a number of citizens is a police to 350 to 400 citizens. That is in a sane society when we are not, where they are not being confronted with the kind of insecurity issues we are seeing in the country as at today. Now, in my last walking, I discovered that we have one police to over 1,000 citizens, which has gone far beyond or above the UN recommendation. So there's a lot of work we need to do in terms of manpower, right? So I don't know what we are doing. We have everybody used that are there. And the lack of proper background check and vetting is also a challenge. You just see Tom, Dick, and Harry. The doctor said here how some soldiers were arrested in Zamfara State, aiding and abetting crime. Everywhere, even in Yobe and in Akwa Ibom and all that, you see law enforcement agents that are constitutionally saddled with the responsibility to carry arms to protect you and I, using the arms against us. So it is a result of lack of proper background check. We don't do that anymore. We don't vet to know the kind of people we are trying to bring on board to see how to provide security for our citizens and the country. So I don't know where we are missing it. Rather than getting things right, what we are saying is completely different. I am not expecting a utopian society where everything is supposed to be perfect. Emily Duncan said that a society without crime is impossible. So now that we are aware that a society without crime is impossible, what are we doing as a government and as security agencies to see that there's drastic reduction in the rate of crime?
Indeed.
Rather than escalation.
Indeed.
What we are saying today. So we need to have sincerity of purpose. We must be committed. You know, there's this lackadaisical attitude towards addressing these issues. You know, so we need to do what is right. And do we have the integrity as Nigerians to do what is right? I'm talking to the people that are in authority, that are saddled with one responsibility or the other in their various offices, that have the responsibility, the constitutional responsibility to see that Nigeria is safe, citizens are protected, they can go about their lawful businesses without fear and intimidation. Do they have the integrity? Integrity for me is doing what is right when nobody is watching you. Do they truly have this integrity by doing what is right when nobody is there watching them?
Yeah.
And for me, the answer is no. So
Okay.
we must sit up to do what is right in this country.
Okay. Let me see now. I have a little time to go before break. Let me go. Let me ask Dr. Shinkafi this. The question that was posed there by Dr. Okwori, do we have the wherewithal to do that which is right? Because if we have a zero tolerance for all those things we come out and publicly talk against, are we really, because it's quite annoying. It's painful, it's annoying. We lost our boys in uniform there. But the very people that they were there to sort of save and, protect, we also lost them too. So it's like infra-dig. Not only did we lose our citizens, we also lost some of our, professionals there. And you begin to wonder, why are people not adopting a zero tolerance approach? When I say our people, those in charge, from the president right up to all of them, the chief of army staff, and in fact, all the people. Why are they not saying that this is going to stop right here? Is it because it's impossible to do, that you're only thinking that way because you are a civilian?
Yeah, you see, it is possible if there is a serious political will to do that. You see, this fight against insecurity, it has a lot of dimension. It's dimensional. You can apply technology to fight this insecurity, stand still, and it will work. Using environmental remote sensing technology, using GPS, Geographic Information System, using GPRS, that's Geographical Positioning Remote Sensing. Then also you use drone surveillance and attacking drones, and using it, and also it will help you to use satellite to monitor, to track, to map out the movement of this armed bandit or any criminal. You will see their movement. When you see their movement, you track and strike. And you mobilize heavy
you are mentioning
army, that
sorry,
is the military truth.
You are mentioning things that we could do, not that we are doing. Do I understand you?
Yeah, yes, properly? This is what we should do.
Okay.
But we are not doing. We are not doing. The army should sit up, and Mr. President, who is the commander of the armed forces of the Republic of Nigeria, should also do his constitutional duty in line with the Section 14, Subsection 2 of Nigerian Constitution 1919 as amended. So the primary responsibility of every government is to provide security and also to provide for and the welfare of its people. So Mr. President, as a commander-in-chief of armed forces, should sit down with the service chiefs, give them target. Because Mr. President was not so harsh or hard on these security agencies. Tell them, say, if you don't bring armed bandit kingpin or commander, if you don't pull him down, neutralize him in so month, I will remove all of you. You will see that they will sit up.
Are you sure about that, sir? I say that because you recall that back in Buhari's time, he went through these, let me not say he went through these motions, but he made such orders. And I think President Tinubu has also said he's not enamored of these kind of people. I don't know what else they were waiting for. The presidents, at least talking about Buhari and Tinubu, they seem to have said that which is right. But saying it is one thing. For the people that are being ordered into action, I just don't understand it. I really am at a loss here. Apart from what you gentlemen have both said.
All this.
Carry on, sir.
You see, all these presidents have been given marching order. Even Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu gave marching order to December to crush out armed and other criminal elements in the country. But that marching order is a motivational statement, it's an inspirational statement, it's a ceremonial statement. So that should be kept aside. What we are looking for is action, not motivational statements.
Because I'm very happy you use that expression. These are motivational statements. But you know that there are,
yes.
We know that there are, what do they call this thing? There are lawful orders. So when the commander-in-chief issues an order, surely he will not issue an unlawful order. And if a lawful order has been issued, I guess the operatives are duty-bound to not rest until they have achieved success in executing that order. So, but that's not what we see.
Yeah, going by the power of Mr. President as a commander-in-chief of armed forces, he has every right to give an executive order or an executive fiat to all the arms of all arms of the security. But what we are seeing here, the security have been complaining they are understaffed, they are under-equipped, they are even under-motivated. Okay. You understand? Okay. So of looking at all the huge amount of money appropriated to them, unaccounted, unaudited, still it has mismatched with their performance. So these are some of the critical challenges in this fight against insecurity in Nigeria. So it has gone is issue of it has gone beyond this thing or the order now. They are not doing what they're supposed to do constitutionally.
Okay.
This is my own view about it.
Okay, I tell you what, gentlemen, I think we'll take a break now. We'll take a quick break. Do please stay with us. We'll be right back. We'll include your calls as well when we come back.
Come 1st October as Nigeria marks 65 years of independence, we pause to ask a profound question. Who is a Nigerian? At 65, the question of our identity and nationhood has never been more urgent. What does it mean to truly be Nigerian?
We all have a responsibility to protect this democracy because it is the only system that guarantees our freedom.
What do we owe this nation, and what does this nation owe us?
If the citizens are not standing to hold the government accountable, if we are not raising the question that we need to raise about the kind of middle class and the kind of political class that we have today, it is very difficult for us.
Join TVC News Town Square on this conversation for every Nigerian. A dialogue that could shape our future. Wednesday, October 1 at 6 p.m.
Stay ahead with the biggest news stories. Go beyond the news headlines. Experience impactful investigations. Enjoy resourceful news coverage in real time. TVC News at 7 and TVC News at 10 p.m. Live every day on this channel. TVC News. First with breaking news.
Okay, welcome back. Our guest this morning, Dr. Stephen Okwori. He's a security consultant, as well as we also have Dr. Sani Abdullahi Shinkafi. He also is a security expert. And we've been looking at the unfortunate story, my word, unfortunate, of 16, no less, 16 have been killed by gunmen, which is really saying we don't know who, by gunmen in Benue. And even more painful, apart from the fact that we lost some men in uniform, how about the citizens themselves? And as we speak, according to news reports, the authorities are still searching for the bodies of some people who are missing, presumed. In fact, I think one person reportedly was captured alive from the military side. All of these things have to be double-checked and ascertained. But that's the situation we have on our hands here. We've been talking with these two gentlemen, both of them experts in security that I told you about, and both of them seem to agree that, well, between politics and corruption, these are important factors that are militating against getting a grip over the insecurity issue that we have on our hands. Okay, but I hear that we also have people online. Good morning, Dr. Durosimi. Dr. Durosimi, if you heard me, please go ahead right now. Don't worry about the echo.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I just want us to know that insecurity is a serious problem. And I keep on saying that during the rainy season, the militants are always at their best to ensure that there is no way farmers will be able to produce food for Nigerians. Secondly, we need to employ more policemen. The state police is good. Then the President Inspector of Police, IGP Egbetokun, established what he call quick intervention units, actually to be able to stage a war against these hoodlums who are disturbing Nigerian agricultural production. If it's encouraged and money is provided, we have these quick intervention units, they will be able to police the agricultural environment. The problem of Nigerian security is more a policing problem. It is not purely military. If we have the opportunity of doing what is supposed to be done, that is to say, have enough quick intervention units in every area that we know is problematic, especially Benue, Niger, Kaduna, Kebbi, Sokoto, those areas that are in the peak of agricultural production now, there are problems with some. Employ more.
Dr. Durosimi, you being a retired AIG, Assistant Inspector General of Police, you would know, but you also have, alluded to the fact, and both gentlemen that are on the program have also said that one of the main problems here is that the police is seriously undermanned. Hello, yes. Dr. Durosimi.
I'm hearing you.
Yes, both our experts have mentioned the fact that the police, there's a serious undermanning of, in terms of numbers required, but you'd never know it when you look at some scenes. Where you see, I think one of my guests this morning alluded to the fact that, look, non-essential although maybe it's not my place to say anything military is non-essential, but the point was made of, people being posted to be drivers, people being posted to be aide-de-cons of retired people. All of these are traditions in the army. But why is it that those places are not the places suffering when we have this kind of a situation? To at least show a seriousness of purpose. Again, an expression that has been used by one of my guests this morning. This whole seriousness of purpose, so that people can see that we really are spread thin, and we're doing the best that we can, but we simply don't have enough resources. That's not what we are seeing. We are seeing that we don't have enough resources when it comes to saving lives. But when it comes to, those other aspects, they might be important in their own right. But you begin to wonder, as I said, a seriousness of purpose. I don't know if you would agree. And here, I'm directing this to Dr. Stephen Okwori for your thoughts.
I think what we need to do is to ensure that massive recruitment of policemen. If we have enough on
but there's no money. Have you not heard it said, sir? You retired as an AIG. You've heard it throughout your whole service life.
Yeah, I agree with you, but security is very important. That is the primary purpose of government. Protecting life and property. It should be a priority. It should be a priority over any other thing. If you have the best roads, the best airports, the best bridges, and you don't have security, who will ply the roads? So we should give policing a very, very important role.
Okay.
Recruit a mass, and then the general is secure. That is the constitutional duty of the government.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Drosimi, for calling in on this very painful, we're looking at this, it's somebody else is on phone. Somebody else is on the phone. Oh, okay. I don't know how that was done, but I'm just hearing that somebody sent something to me on WhatsApp. Unfortunately, I can't stop to read that now. We do prefer, please just call in and phone in so everybody can hear the question. But I was asking Dr. Okwori. I had sort of forgotten that, as a matter of fact, I had Drosimi on the phone, and but I saw Dr. Okwori's photo, and I said, oh, maybe Dr. Okwori can come in on this whole matter. Quite frankly, I don't know what you think is the way forward now. We've heard from both you experts, and to be factual, it's not today I've been hearing it. We've had the benefit of having experts come on our program and tell us what needs to be done, but it never is done. So, Dr. Okwori, what's the way out of this situation?
Yes. Beautiful. It's as simple as ABC when we are serious to go about it. Now, I want you to calm down and listen to me. I said it here that this crime happened mostly in our rural, semi-rural communities and ungoverned areas. Now, do we have presence of security in our ungoverned areas and these rural communities? The answer is no. Right. Now, what do we need to do as a government to see that there is presence of security in our rural communities? And don't forget that these forests, I'm going to lay emphasis on forests. Now, why I'm going to lay emphasis on forests is that, just the last time I was on your show, I told you that we have the Nigerian Forest Security Service, that the bill to establish the Nigerian Forest Security Service passed all the processes at the National Assembly. And the bill was passed, and it was transmitted to Mr. President.
One moment, sir. I'm so sorry to interrupt you. One moment, sir. But just to say to our viewers that, the service is moving to a live event, but you see the QR code that you can see somewhere beneath, somewhere on the right or left below on your screen there. Do use your phone camera to scan it, and you remain with this program. Please continue, Dr. Okwori. Sorry for interrupting you.
Okay, thank you. Now, the bill was transmitted to Mr. President for assent, meaning that if Mr. President assents to the bill, the Nigerian Forest Security Service will now come to stay, will now have legal backing, will now be integrated into the national security architecture of the country. Now, what is the mandate of the Nigerian Forest Security Service? Their mandate is that issues is bordering on insecurity that is within our forested region, that is within our rural communities. It is their mandate to be able to confront these criminal elements in their forests or in these forests where they have found as safe haven or they use as hideouts, right, to perpetrate these acts of criminality on our people. Now, the bill is before Mr. President. Mr. President does the way I've said it before, that he is one president that understands the insecurity issues by approving the establishment of forest guards, because
Yes.
he's conversant and he's aware that our security, our rural communities lack security presence. And he knows that establishing such local structure will provide security in our rural communities. Now, he gave the National Security Advisor the mandate or the authority to see how to put that together. But from my research, what I discovered that the National Security Advisor is doing is that he has gone to see how to carry some trainings in Osun State by taking about 612 personnel of the Nigerian Forest Security Service to train them in special trainings and all that in Osun State, without carrying the organization along. The hierarchy of the Nigerian Forest Security Service are not aware that some of their personnel were taken to Osun State to embark on extensive training. Now, as National Security Advisor to Mr. President, I would have expected that the National Security Advisor would have advised Mr. President that, Mr. President, having approved the establishment of Nigerian forest guards, there's already a local structure that had passed through all the processes at the National Assembly for it to be established or assented to. That bill is before you, Mr. President. And we have carried out intelligence profiling on this organization, because this organization were trained by the police, the civil defense, the DSS, and even the military. So the organization is known to the National Assembly because the leadership of Senator Godswill Akpabio passed the bill to establish it. Now, that bill is there. It's just there. Nothing is happening to it. And the National Security Advisor is doing something different, outside the structure itself. So I expect that.
Okay, one moment, sir. A viewer has been holding on. I'm so sorry, sir. A viewer has been holding on for quite a bit, wanting to join the program. Good morning, Mr. George. Thank you for holding on.
Yes, good morning, Uncle Yori. And
good morning.
Good morning to the two security experts.
Yes.
Uncle Yori, I do not think it would be a right thing to do probing the military to be counterproductive. I think the President knows that's why he's saying that he doesn't want to probe the military. Because if you do that, you will demotivate them, and the result will not help even the security situation that we are trying to address. Rather, some checks should be put in place by the National Security Advisor as to how the funds that are henceforth being disbursed is done. They should be making, visible returns and show how it was spent. But to probe them for the past will be counterproductive.
Okay.
I agree with Dr. Soyinka that the modus operandi needs to be improved. But what I don't know, Uncle Yori, is whether what these security experts are saying, do they liaise with the military? Do they consult with the military so as to share these ideas with them? Because merely saying it on air, the military men may not be there to listen. I think there should be a channel through which they communicate with those who matter in the military hierarchy for interaction, so that these ideas can be integrated into the operations. I remember the President visited Benue, talking specifically about Benue this morning, and he gave marching orders. So I am so surprised that it is still happening the way it's happening in spite of all those commands that the President has given. So it goes to suggest what Dr. Soyinka was saying, that there are political figures who do these things, who sponsor these things in order to run down the government or to score one political point or the other. So the government should also look at such areas. Recruitment of new policemen, and those ones take months, if not years, to train them. We're talking about how to arrest the immediate situation and why the other one is going on. So there should be communication between these experts and the military. That's the essence of what I'm saying.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We've almost run out of time, but I just must hear from both you gentlemen very briefly on the the point that George in Lagos made. Coming to you first, Dr. Shinkafi. I thought myself, it was until he brought it out now, I was thinking that maybe one of the reasons why the president is not coming down hard is precisely for the reason he speculated, so as not to ruffle their feathers and thereby cause more problems than we are trying to solve. That was one theory that he put forward as a possibility. Again, he himself is just using logic to sort of deduce it. Do you think there's very much meat, so to speak, on that particular bone, so to speak?
You see, the main duties of military is to protect the territorial integrity of the country.
Very briefly, sir.
And
very briefly, sir.
Yeah, and if you look at the duties of police, to detect crime and to also prosecute crime. And if you look at the immigration custom, we have more than 4,000 kilometers border, and we share boundary with Niger Republic, Benin Republic, Cameroon Republic, Chad Republic. And there is need to improve the border because of the porosity of the border. And there is need to check also the infiltration of the illegal immigrant and the drug traffickings and the smuggling of smaller and lighter arms into the land border. If these things are addressed squarely, it is another non-kinetic approach in the fight against this insecurity. Education, we have to also improve education, poverty, unemployment. So if we apply this,
we've almost run out of time, as I said, but I do still want to hear the last word from Dr. Okwori. I beg your pardon. What would be your reaction, Dr. Okwori, to that idea suggested that maybe one of the reasons the president is not using his total authority and going hard on the military is that you don't want to upset them? What do you think of that particular suggestion?
I think that for the purpose of transparency and accountability, and for the purpose for us to know that we are doing what is right, and these issues bordering on insecurity are surmountable, and we are not finding it difficult to address them. I think that the right thing should be done. I give you an instance in the last Senate.
We don't have the time, sir.
The Kuje jailbreak.
Yes. We don't have the time, sir. I'm so sorry. But thank you very much, Dr. Stephen Okwori, and also Dr. Sonny Abdullahi Shinkafi. Gentlemen, I thank you very much, as always, for giving us the benefit of your expertise here. Thank you very much. Please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I am Iyori Folarin. Bye-bye for now.
Breaking news is not just about the headlines. It is the ripple effects of the headlines. It is the ability to connect the dots of anger, grief, pain, repression, hope, and triumph. It is staying on the story till attention is gotten and action is taken. When we say at TVC News, we are first with breaking news. It is not just a position. It is a philosophy, a principle, and a culture.
TVC News, first with breaking news.
Akiwande Oluwole Soyinka was born on 13th July 1934 in Abeokuta, Nigeria to parents Samuel and Grace Soyinka. His education began with the Christian lessons of his parents as well as the more traditional Yoruba spiritual customs taught to him by his grandfather. He had his preparatory university studies at Government College Ibadan in 1954, subsequently University College Ibadan, and he continued at the University of Leeds, earned a bachelor's degree in English literature. Soyinka's master's degree focused on projects combining his Yoruba culture with traditional British theatre traditions. He later returned to school in Nigeria to study African theatre, during which time he continued to produce poems and plays, one of which appeared on Nigerian television. Shortly after, he became the chief of the Cathedral of Drama at the University of Ibadan. Nigeria had only recently gained independence from Britain and political corruption was at a high. Soyinka's plays and poems became increasingly political and he began giving speeches protesting government corruption. He was accused of conspiring with the Biafra rebels. He was therefore arrested and imprisoned in 1967 for almost 2 years during the Civil War, but managed during his time to write numerous poems. He was finally released in 1969 after a brief period in France. He returned to his position at the university where he founded the magazine Black Orpheus. He left his position and Nigeria in 1971, wary of the political climate of the country. During this time, he published books of poetry and essays. His plays were collected and published, and newer plays were staged. In 1986, he was the first African to win the Nobel Prize in Literature for a wide cultural perspective and with poetic overtones fashioning the drama of existence. He dedicated his acceptance speech to Nelson Mandela and used the platform to criticize apartheid. Later that same year, Soyinka was awarded the Ajib Prize and in 1988 published his book Mandela's Earth and all the poems as well as art, dialogue, and outrage, essays on literature and culture. He also accepted a position at Cornell University. Throughout his life, he has served as a spokesman against apartheid and government corruption. He has won numerous other awards for his work, including the Anisfield Wolf Book Award, the Academy of Achievement Golden Plate Award, and the Ajib Prize for Literature. And he has taught at many prestigious universities, including Emory University, Harvard, and Obafemi Awolowo University. In his lifetime, Soyinka has published 2 novels, 3 collections of short stories, made 3 movies, translated 2 novels, 5 memoirs, 7 poetry collections, 13 essay collections, and produced nearly 30 plays. He holds honorary doctorates from numerous universities and has been invited to teach in schools around the world. He continues to write prolifically in spite of a bout with prostate cancer in 2014. Wole Soyinka, the Nigerian playwright and political activist, has positioned himself as a voice of the voiceless through his piece of art. He has distinguished himself